Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today I'm going to be working on stage 6 of the Moomin house. And what that starts to entail, as you can see here, we start building walls. So let me go ahead and open the booklet, and I'll get parts out in just a second, and we'll go from there. So in this package, we get Moomin Mama, which this is Moomin Mama, and her purse, if I can get it out of the thing. She's very rarely seen without her purse, and it just hangs on her arm like this. And like I just said, we've got framework for the walls, for the first set of walls downstairs, and we've also got the base for the stove. Let me get the parts all out and we will be back in a second. Okay, so we get 3 parts A, 1 part B, N, 2 E's, a strip, and a D. And again, they provide a piece of double-sided tape so you can have the characters stand up. And one thing that all the packs come with is this little tag here which shows which pack it is. Sometimes the packs get a little bit mixed up. I got pack 7 instead of pack 8 several issues ago, but you know, I was able to push on past that. So the first thing it tells you to do is to make sure that all the tabs, the longer tabs, are on the bottom. Come on, focus. So you can see you got 2 tabs on this part. The long one goes to the bottom. And so you join part A to part E. So you take part E and you slot a part A down inside of it. It's actually, just looking, there's 2 of them that will slot down inside of here. It's not a part B, a part A. And at this point, it does not yet say to glue or apply wood glue to the tab on part 1. Okay. So let me go ahead and do that and get the glue. Let me get my glue reservoir here. I've started doing this instead of applying glue directly to it because I'm also working on a wooden boat that it's a lot less messy. So I've got part A on the longer tab. I'm going to apply a little bit of glue on both sides. And then slot it down in here. And let me make sure I've got it correct, because there is a slot in here. And that slot, based on the pictures, that slot is going to go to the outside, like that. Let me go ahead and set this down. Get the second part A. Make sure it's part A. Apply a little bit less glue on this side. I had way too much on the first one. And do the same thing here. It's kind of funny, it doesn't actually say, yeah, it doesn't say, oh, there it is, notches are at the back. Okay. So the third part A is going to go in this smaller tab, or the same size tab, but smaller area there at the end. Again, applying a little bit of glue. In case you're wondering, this is not just regular Elmer's. It is I think I've mentioned it before. It's called Weld Bond. It is a wood glue instead. And so those are on there like so. And then you take these, I believe it is going to be the second part E. It says 4. What is 4? 4 is part E. We're going to apply on the shorter tabs at the top. And the reason these tabs stick out on the bottom is that they actually are where it's going to join to the floor, I believe. And I'm going to do a little bit of modification on this before I put the walls on, because I'm going to light my Moomin house, which means I've got to run wires in it, and I'm going to run them inside of the walls. So there's glue on that one. Let me put them on basically one at a time, but all at the same time too. I apologize if I was out of frame. Yay, I just knocked one of them off. I'm going to just put the glue here in the hole instead. Do this again. And if you can't tell, this is relatively fragile at this point. As the house goes together, it will become a lot more stable and firm. Probably should have dry fit these first, because this one is, there we go, it was being a little bit of a pain. And so there's actually the frame of the wall. First wall. First time I saw that, I was like, this is so cool. So now part M is going to go in these slots. So I'm going to get part M, make sure I've got it facing the right way. This shorter piece is going to be sticking on this end to the left now. Put a little bit of glue in each of the slots. And hopefully this will make sure it squares up as well. Again, I didn't think to dry fit, but once it's in the right spot, it actually goes in there relatively well. And now you can see it is actually a lot more stable and firm than it was before. Turn the frame over so notches are facing you. Turn the frame as shown and slide part D into the section. And it has a note here not to slide it in this way because it's a little bit of a dovetail in there. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's a tiny dovetail joint. So you can't slide it straight in, you have to slide it in from the top or the bottom. You apply a little glue here. And slide the dovetail joint in. I'm going to put the D to the bottom. And actually they have the D to the top. Slides in there relatively easy. Clean off the excess glue. And let me see, does it say anything? I do not think it says to do anything yet with part D. I could be wrong. Or part B, actually, I'm sorry. I am wrong, actually. So part B, long tab on the bottom, long tab on the bottom, right here is a long tab on the bottom. The gap here is going to be on the top, and it's not going to actually attach at the very top. So let me put the slot in here. A little bit of glue both sides. Actually, I'm going to put it on all four sides, because this one's kind of hanging out in space by itself. Slide it into the slot. Push the wall into the notch, and there is the first notch. Let's see, horizontal tab sticks out. Fix part 3. And let me see what this says. I'm going to go read the book real quick. Okay, so after reading it, what it says to do is you can see that there's a notch here, a slant here and here. Part 3 is this piece right here, and you glue it on here so that, let's glue it the right way. Haven't put any glue on yet, but you glue it on here so that the angle matches on the top and the bottom. I believe this is where the wall is going to actually hit. So let me apply glue across this whole area here. Just like so. Need a little bit more probably. So let me get that right now. A little bit more in here. Double check, make sure I've got this the right way. And of course, I put it on backwards. The way you tell that it's the right way is that it will actually meet exactly with the tabs above and below. Yeah, cut myself earlier and it's starting to, it's not bleeding. I'd put a little bit of dab of super glue on it trying to close it, because I don't have any band-aids and it's not holding right now. So I'll be back in just a second. Let me take care of that. Okay, so while I was messing with my finger, I also went and got the floor and put it in place. So main reason, it's not glued in place, it's just sitting there. Main reason I put it in place is so that it will make sure it'll dry square, and you can actually see here that strip that I put on, the strip on the edge here does make it line up with the walls of the house. So let me go ahead and set that aside, and we'll move on to the rest of what is in pack 6, which is the bottom of the stove and the legs. Let me go cut those off and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've got them all cut off. I did not sand the nubs down because those are going to be actually inside the stove. And so where these go is just on here, like, if they'll stay, they'll go on here just like this. So let me apply a little bit of glue to each of these holes. Actually, I'm going to apply the glue to the legs. And go ahead and put these in place. Square them up if I can. Yeah, that nub doesn't bother it once it's in place. And this is the stove where Moomin Mama will make the meals for the Moomin family. A bit more glue. I could use super glue, but I think this white glue will do just fine. So that one's got a bit much on it. Clean it off. And they are a little bit, until the glue actually catches, they are a little bit loose. They'll shift back and forth a little. Let me see if I can set it on its feet. There you go. And that actually is how it sits on its feet. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a better. There you go. A little bit better shot of it. And with that shot, I see that one of them, actually all the legs are collapsing. So let me leave it like this. And if the glue does not hold it shortly, I will then have to use a drop of super glue on each one. Just out of case. Let's see what's it say. Maybe easier to use tweezers. Quick dry glue. So yeah, this glue should work. That should be it, or that is actually it for this pack. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're enjoying following along. Like and subscribe. Come on over. Like and subscribe on my channel. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook and YouTube. See what we're doing over there. Where tomorrow, which is Sunday, we will have a live stream starting at 3 o'clock Central Time, which is what the time zone I'm in, and we have one on Friday evenings. Hope you, like I said, hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on the next video.